Hey, what's going on, card collectors? Ken with Ken's Cardboard. It's time for fantasy baseball and regular baseball too. Tonight I got a draft coming up with a few of my buddies who are on YouTuber buddies. It's a fun league where it's a head-to-head league where we play a kind of roto style with categories head-to-head. Today I'm going to do a couple of video responses. One of them is for BD Kane 721. He's getting ready for the baseball season, so I got to put together my best lineup of all the players that are playing today. So that's kind of like drafting my fantasy baseball team. So it fits right in line with what's going on today. Also a video for Clint over at Swing Away Sports Cards. He is getting ready for baseball too, and he's in my fantasy league, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about fantasy baseball, and I'm not going to give away any of my tricks or pointers because we're drafting together tonight, so I don't want him to get any ideas. So sorry, Clint, I'm not going to give you any of my sleepers and busts, so you have to figure that out yourself. So I'm sure you're going to do fine because it's always a battle. Actually, you beat me last week in fantasy hockey, so my players just didn't show up. And then last but not least, a video for Dan over at Old Sarge Collects. He's got 300 subscriber video. He's up to 351 subscribers now. That's awesome, Dan. You're just cranking out awesome content. I love it. You're always teaching me about cards I've never seen before. Let's see what else. The other thing is he wants us to make a video about our two favorite teams. So had to think about that. I know you probably all see my first favorite team. I'm wearing the Rockies cap right here. I got my MLB Jam video game shirt of Helton and Walker, so two Hall of Famers. When I bought this shirt, neither of them were in the Hall of Fame, but they both are now. So that's pretty awesome. Anyways, let's stop yapping and turn around the camera and look at some cards. Alrighty then, we're back. And this first video response is for my buddy Saul over at BD Kane 721, Padres fan. Awesome baseball fan and just a great friend. We send each other cards back and forth, and he's been on YouTube for a long time. So Saul is just doing a fun video response for getting ready for the baseball season. He's got some cool prizes. Go check out his channel. You can see more about the contest that he's having. He's trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. I think we're like neck and neck on who's going to reach 1,000, but you know, I'm not really trying that hard. So, but if you want to subscribe, go ahead. So first up, he's asked us to put together a lineup of our all-time lineup of the current players. So I'm gonna run with my cards here. I'm gonna show him with my cards. One player I don't have a card of. So first up is Mr. Ronald Acuna leading off, playing center field, or maybe I'll say play his left field in his rookie there. Next up, Mookie Betts playing second base, batting number 2. Number 3, Mr. Shohei Ohtani, DH. Pulled this out of a pack back in 2018, silver pack from a jumbo box that I got. This one I did not pull out of a pack, but batting cleanup, Mike Trout. I think he's still a good player, and kind of glad that everybody's down on him because you can get cards at a bargain. And Saul is a Trout fan. He surprised he didn't put him in his lineup. So he's also my second outfielder. First baseman, we got Mr. Freddie Freeman in his Braves uniform with a rookie Allen and Ginter here. Next up, shortstop, Mr. Bo Bichette. Look at the flow on that hair. This is a short print from his rookie Stadium Club. Put him at short. Third base, I saw you got Manny. I got Arenado with the Sapphire Chrome rookie card. Not rookie, I mean, this is the first year of Sapphire. 2016 was the first year they made Sapphire. So he's got my third base slot. And my last outfielder, because, he used to play the outfield, now he's playing first base, but I got Bryce Harper playing outfield and second cleanup. Bryce Harper's my second cleanup. Last batting ninth would be Adley Rutschman. I don't have any cards of Adley, but there you go. So go check out Saul and his channel. He has some awesome content. He's a super guy and loves his Chrome cards. So next up is Dan at Old Sarge Collects. He is former vet, or he's a veteran served our country down in Louisiana. He is a great YouTuber and he's kind of new to the scene, but so he just had a contest for 200 subscribers, and now he reached 300 subscribers so fast that he's having another contest. So gotta keep pumping out the content for Dan. So this time he's looking to talk about our two favorite baseball teams. So first up, my favorite baseball team, if you watch my channel at all, is that I'm a Rockies fan. And recently my buddy Scott over at Ranger Studios, shout out to him, he is doing a series of one player that represents every team before the season starts. So he drew this Charlie Blackmon, otherwise known as Chuck Nasty, and I snatched that right up. It's amazing looking image, represents Charlie Blackmon really well. It reminds me of this card that I have sitting over here on my shelf, which represents the Rockies. This is a blue refractor from Gypsy Queen. Pretty cool to have that. I'm gonna shed some light on here. You can see a little bit. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Forgot to turn the light on. So, as you know, I'm a Rockies fan. I moved to Colorado from California in 1993 to come to college, University of Colorado. And then that was the same year that the Rockies' first season. I went to a couple games at Mile High Stadium the first 2 years that they played baseball at Mile High. And then in 1995, the Rockies opened up Coors Field, where they still play. And I've seen, hundreds of games at Coors Field. Planning on going this year, of course, and picking up some more games. But the Rockies are my favorite team, and they're having a disappointing last few seasons. I'm not sure what management is doing. I really don't like supporting management, but I do like to, support the players out there. Another Rockies card that really reminds me of, recent times is this really cool triple threads. Look at the shine on that foil. Wow. This is a 3-patch card that's numbered out of 9. You can see it there. We got Chuck Nasty. We got Nolan Arenado, who plays for the Redbirds, and Trevor Story, who plays for the Red Sox. So those are my cards for the Rockies, and you can watch many of my videos. I've talked a lot about the Rockies. And next up on my second favorite baseball team, you may know from cards that I've collected over the years, and that would be the Dodgers, more specifically the Brooklyn Dodgers. This isn't a card, but I picked this up recently because this is one of my Grail cards that I'm looking for. This 1948/49 Leaf Jackie Robinson card. This is a piece of laminated wood, and then they do a screen printing on that. It's a really nice job. This is from Wall Shop, Bop's Wall Shop, custom vintage sports cards. He does a lot of cool vintage cards. You actually can probably do any card on wood, but this is gonna have to stay in my collection here until I get the until I get the 48, 49 leaf card. They're a little pricey, so gotta save up some funds for that. So as you may have known, you've seen my Jackie Robinson collection, and the reason why I'm a Dodgers fan is because of my dad, who grew up in Southern California, was a Dodgers fan. The Dodgers moved in 1956 to LA. At the time, my dad was, I think he was 7 years old. So when he started out as a kid, he was a Dodgers fan. They didn't have baseball in Southern California that was major league. But anyway, so that's kind of how I started it. And my dad loved Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale, and he never really mentioned to me much about some of the hitters, but the Dodgers had some great pitchers in the 60s and the 70s, and some great teams. Here is one of the cards that represents the Dodgers in my collection: Carl Furillo, Gil Hodges, Roy Campanella, and Duke Snider, 3 Hall of Famers. Love this card. Shout out to my buddy Dylan, who is a combo card guy. Awesome. We got that card there. So go check out Dan. He's got a great channel. He shows a lot of vintage, pre-war, modern cards. He collects it all, so I'm a fan of that, collecting it all. Next up is a video response for my buddy Clint over at Swingway Sports Cards. He wants us to talk about fantasy baseball, and he has a couple questions that he wants answered, and he asked me who I would want to draft first. Well, this guy tore it up in baseball last year, unanimous MVP. He would definitely be the #1 draft pick if I were the #1 pick in fantasy draft. I was in a draft early on Thursday, and 2 Dodger fans, they took Freeman and Betts ahead of Acuna. So my cousin ended up getting Acuna, lucky duck. I drafted 8th and he drafted 3rd, so missed out on that. Another question that he had is which first baseman would you draft first, Alonso or Guerrero Jr.? I like both players, but I've had Alonso on my team, Pete Alonso on my team, the Polar Bear, a couple times, and so I'm a little more biased towards Pete. And I actually got Pete on my fantasy team on my Thursday night draft. One of the players, another question he had is which Cruz are you a fan of, O'Neill Cruz or Ellie De La Cruz? Last year I had Ellie on my team, a couple of my fantasy teams, and I kept him as a keeper for one of my leagues. So Ellie's on one of my team, but my new team that I just drafted on Thursday, I actually got O'Neill Cruz at a really good bargain. So I think they're both going to be great players. I'm kind of leaning towards O'Neill Cruz. We'll see how that pans out. I want to shout out a couple channels. I've already shouted out one, Dan Old Sarge Collects. Go check out his channel. Another channel I should go check out is Scoots Collectibles. Mike over there, he's a new YouTuber. Well, maybe not new YouTuber, but he's new to the sports card community making content. But Mike makes really cool videos. Got football cards, NASCAR, baseball. I don't know if you've seen hockey cards on his channel, but go check him out. And as I said earlier, Clint, I'm not going to give you any of my sleepers in my bus because we're drafting tonight together, and so you're out of luck on that. Oh yeah, one other question you asked was if I preferred head-to-head, roto or points or maybe head-to-head. There's so many different types of fantasy baseball. If you're into it, you know all the nuances, but I have some leagues where it's just a points league where you just accumulate points. Some leagues where it's a roto league where you play by categories like home runs, RBIs, batting average, steals, and then on the pitching side you would have wins and ERA and strikeouts and WHIP and saves. And sometimes you can play that as just a roto league by category, but then you can also play that head to head. Whoever wins each category, and then whoever has the most category wins that head to head league. And then also there's a points league where you have points playing head to head. The most simplest and easy to play is the points league. Definitely roto with categories is much tougher, trying to get a balance of the categories. I like playing both. It's a little simpler on the one side, and then the other side is more challenging. But if I win a roto league, I'm way more into that. If I win a roto, it's a big kudos on that. And I actually won last year, so in one of my in my Card Community League with led by Eric, Classic Cards. I won that 2 years in a row. So there you go. There's my 3 video responses. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And if you're playing fantasy baseball or looking forward to baseball, then check out Clint's channel. He's I think he's trying to get some more people for our league that he's in. So take care, everybody, and don't overthink it. Peace.